Aloha e nā haumana. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
A component of Hawaiʻi Community College.
Where you'll face lots of mo'o.
What are mo'o? That's a great question.
I've got an idea. Let's take a look at some of our Kaʻao Hawaiʻi and find out.
Yeah! But first, let's get a recap of the 4 H's in the Kaʻao framework. Well, why don't we? Okay, so we're gonna do a quick recap of the Kaʻao model. That's the 4 H's. So the first H has to do with hua. That's your catalyst. It's your why are you here at Hawaiʻi Community College and what are you hoping to accomplish? The second H is ha'alele. That's the departure. It's your commitment to being here with us at Hawaiʻi Community College. It's your commitment to your academic journey. The next H is huakaʻi. That's your actual journey. That's when you're going to come across a lot of challenges, a lot of opportunities. You're going to have some low points and you're going to have some really great high points. And typically with the huakaʻi, people want to quit. People want to fall off the wa'a, but don't do that, okay? The huakaʻi is meant to challenge you. It's meant to make you rise to the occasion, to be better than what you were before, yeah? So then the next H is the hoʻina. That's the return. So the idea with that is after all that you've experienced, after everything you've gone through, how are you going to then contribute back to your community so that you can help your community move forward, help your community succeed? And that, in a nutshell, is the Kaʻao model. Aloha. Now over to Akea, who's gonna let us know what mo'o are.
So mo'o are translated as being lizards. They're also thought of as being dragons. In the Hawaiian sense, if we look at the word mo'o and we look into the dictionary and define it, it means those things: lizard, reptile, dragon, but it also means a sequence of things. So mo'o are necessary sequential things that we experience in life. And in this concept of myth, dragons are obstacles, but they're hoarders of things. Yeah, if we remember in like Lord of the Rings, they hoard gold and diamonds and jewels, things that don't benefit them, but that people who want that need to be worthy of and have the necessary knowledge in order to access it. So those are what mo'o are in the Hawaiian sense as well. They're necessary obstacles that are sequential, that in order to get past them, you have to have a required set of knowledge and experience and skills to overcome them. And mo'o, what they hoard in the Hawaiian sense, or what they protect, are waters. Yeah. So mo'o, necessary obstacles, necessary sequential obstacles that in order to get past, we have to acquire a bunch of knowledge and experience to get past them. And now we're gonna go over to Noelle, who's going to be explaining some misconceptions concerning mo'o.
Hey, aloha kākou. So I'm just gonna jump into the biggest misconception about mo'o that there is, which is that all mo'o are bad news. Now this major misconception exists due to 2 things. 1, the enormous popularity of the Pele and Hi'iaka myth, which, hey, it's not a bad thing. I'm definitely not saying that, because we love when any of our Kaʻao are retold and celebrated. But the problem is when you only have people reading and sharing it at a surface level only, that's when things can get pretty problematic. For example, like when people read the story and all they're getting is Hi'iaka encounters Panaewa. Panaewa is a big mo'o. They fight, she wins, he loses. Hi'iaka is good, mo'o bad. Instead of really looking into the layers and the reasoning behind why the battles between the mo'o and the Pele clan are happening in the first place. Or even looking at the Kaʻao and recognizing all of the elemental actions that are at play. I mean, there's fire, water, vegetation. There are so many layers to unravel. So yeah, that's one big issue. The other one is that people are unaware that there are many other stories out there outside of the Pele and Hi'iaka myth in which mo'o are seen as guardians or protectors of water sources. I mean, you can even find stories that involve mo'o such as Kihawahine or Mo'oinanea, and you'll find that mo'o are also healers. Yup, that's right. Just like most of our akua Hawaiʻi, or as some like to define them, elements. Mo'o can give you life, or they can take it away. So in the way that we're discussing mo'o in this particular video, please note that we're coming strictly from a Pele and Hi'iaka myth perspective. And like most Hawaii kind things get choke perspectives, and we aloha them all. Did you guys hear that?
I thought you said all Mo'o weren't scary.
Maybe he's angry about something.
Wait, didn't you say that Mo'o get angry when their waters are in danger?
Yeah, but what water source in Hawaii is currently in danger?
Now you all must be wondering what the heck Mo'o have to do with your academic journey.
And how might you work with these Mo'o instead of against them?
Here's a few ways that we have dealt with Mo'o within the university system.
A few months ago, I had to write my tenure document, and tenure so that I could become a tenured faculty to continue here at the University of Hawaii system at Hawaiʻi. And over the summer, I had just given birth to my daughter, and I have a 2-year-old at home as well. So writing the tenure document was a bit of a challenge because I had a newborn and a 2-year-old that wanted my attention. And writing the document meant that I had to stay up late at night, and then when the babies got up, I would have to get up and feed her or attend to my son, kind of thing, because of course it's crunch time, so my kids only wanted me. And I knew that the tenure document was due at a certain time and I needed to get it done. So when it was crunch time, if that meant I had to stay up late at night to work on it while my kids were sleeping, then that's just what I had to do. If it meant that in the middle of the night they woke up because they wanted me, then I had to stop what I was doing, pay attention to them, and then as soon as they went back to sleep, get back on that paper. So what did I do? I knew that it was going to be for a short period of time, and I focused and I revamped so that I could get through it and continue on, while also working my full-time job, being a mother, being a partner, and all of the other 50,000 things that I have to do. And I think that all of you know that you have to do in addition to your academic journey, or in addition to being on your academic journey. So that's one of the mo'o that I faced, was how to be a mother while trying to also complete this tenure document that was due. But other than that, mahalo.
For me, a particular mo'o that I was faced with when I was a student is just this concept of time management. You know, when you're a new adult and you go to college, you have the freedom, you're not in high school anymore. Yeah, maybe you don't always have to report to your parents, or maybe you move away from your parents and your family and you're just free. And now you have the freedom to do whatever you want, essentially. Do I need to go to school? Do I need to work? Or how do I balance everything? This was a major mo'o that I was faced with my entire time in college. Yeah, having to work in order to offset costs of going to school, having to work in order to have my own spending money for my freedom, my newfound freedom that I got from coming to college and moving away from my family. So how do I overcome that mo'o of managing my time and prioritizing things so that there is that balance? So it took some failures, failed classes, maybe not so good grades in certain classes that I thought I was gonna ace, getting yelled at work for not being on it, losing hours because of that, having, you know, smaller paychecks. So the freedom that I wanted comes with a price. And the mo'o, how I overcame that was reflecting on myself and figuring out and reprioritizing what was most important and what was maybe less important. For me, that was the biggest mo'o that I faced while in college, is the mo'o of time management and newfound freedom.
Alright, so I'm gonna step outside of the Pelen Hi'iaka myth perspective for my example, and I'm also only gonna give you guys a super summarized version of this story, because if you want to hear the full one, you can check out my new series, He Mo'olelo Kaʻao no No'eau Brain, The College Era, which is coming to you folks soon. And it's a series where I'll basically be sharing even more personal stories about my journey through college. So instead of talking about a time where I faced the mo'o in the university, I'm gonna talk about a time where I was there and I called upon mo'o to help me. You see, when I was in college, I was a double major in film and Hawaiian studies, and I had a few friends whose genealogies were tied to Mo'o. So to them, Mo'o weren't just these shadows that you had to overcome, they were ohana. And turns out that I have lots of Mo'o and Pele genealogy running through me too. So yeah, ola ka Hawaiʻi. Anyways, my Mo'o friends were literally there for me for everything. But one of the biggest challenges I faced in college was this one haole lady. I was in one of my film classes, and she was gonna make a film that was just culturally inappropriate. You see, she wanted to make a film about night marchers, and let's just say there were lots of negative stereotypes regarding my people, Hawaiians, and yeah, it was just a mess. Anyway, she was super stubborn about her project, and she didn't want to hear any criticism whatsoever. So what I ended up having to do was calling upon my Mo'o friends who weren't even in that class. They weren't film majors, but they ended up coming to class with me one day, and we faced the together. Now, if you want to hear the full story, go check out my series. But yeah, like most of Hawaii, or well, like most people of Hawaii, if you treat them right and respect their boundaries, even Mo'o will come and help you when you're in need.
Mo'o come in all shapes and sizes. That was a mo'o. And this is a mo'o. Mo'o as in, we all have obligations. Some of them are family, work, partner, a lot of different type of obligations that can be in the form of a mo'o. And they may not always be conducive to your academic journey. So when you deal with your mo'o, it's about re-strategizing. It's about revamping. It's about looking at what can you change right now in order to succeed during your academic journey. Being a mother, being a father, being a sister, brother, auntie, uncle, tutu, or just an awesome neighbor. We know that obligations come in many shapes and sizes. Obligations, mo'o, and there are opportunities for us to see how we can change things. And the great thing is your academic journey is just a small period of time. And how do you continue on so that you can help your family, you can help your community, you can help yourself move forward. It's just a small period of time. So the question is, how much are you willing to invest in your academic journey? How much are you willing to invest in yourself? Mo'o come to challenge you so that you can be better. So are you gonna rise to the occasion, or are you gonna fall off the va'a? And don't worry, because there's a lot of us here that are willing to root you on to help you so that you can succeed and you can move forward. We're all rooting for you. So again, Mo'o come in all shapes and sizes. So commit to the process. It's a short period of time, and we're here for you. Aloha.
All right, Kaʻao, we're about to reach the end of our presentation.
Mahalo nui for joining us and for listening.
And we want to wish all of you good luck during your academic journey. You get them while you're here at
Jurassic Park.
a component of Hawaiʻi Community College.
And don't forget to aloha and mahalo all of the mo'o while you're here.
Yeah, because some of them are actually pretty friendly.
And lastly, we're going to send you off with some good jujus in our Hawaiʻi manner.
E po hakuo ka wai ka ye.
A po ka e na I na pali I wa'ano mau ai.
Polo